we will be starting a new topic in this theme chapter. And in today's session, we'll be talking about the profit and loss appropriation account. All right. So just a second. All right. So we'll first of all talk about the meaning of the profit and loss appropriation. We'll also learn about the format of the P&L appropriation, and then we'll be discussing few questions based on the P&L appropriation account. All right, but first of all, as I said, we'll start with the meaning of the P&L appropriation. So let's get started. First of all, with the meaning of the profit and loss appropriation account. So what is profit and loss appropriation account? If I need to explain it, we can say that profit and loss account is a nominal account, right? It is a nominal account prepared for the purpose of distributing the profit and loss among the partners. All right. So I'm sure you are able to recall the concept of profit and loss account from your class 11 topic, right? While discussing about the final account, if you're able to recall, we used to prepare the trading account, profit and loss account, and balance sheet, right, Ritika? We used to prepare profit and loss account, right? So profit and
Yes,
loss
sir.
account and profit and loss appropriation is a similar account. Only difference is that in when we used to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account, we used to record all kind of indirect expenses and incomes of the business in that account, right? Profit and loss account is a nominal account where we used to record all kind of indirect expenses in relation to a business, like salary, commission, then we have other indirect expenses like wages, not wages actually. Then we have rental expense, electricity, all kind of indirect expenses will be recorded in the profit and loss account. So profit and loss appropriation is a similar account, but this is in respect of the partnership form only. And profit and loss appropriation account also record all kind of income and expenses, all kind of indirect income and expenses, but in respect of the partners. The payment, the payment of the partners will be recorded in the profit and loss account. Profit and loss account is made for the entire business, but as far as the P&L appropriation is concerned, it is in respect of the partnership firm where we prepare it for distributing the profit and losses among the partners. All right. So summarizing everything, we can say that it is a nominal account. Number one. Number two, it is prepared for the purpose of distributing the profit and loss among the partners. Number two. Number three, profit and loss is distributed among the partners after making all the adjustment out of profit in respect of interest on capital, interest on drawing, salary, commission. Right. So let's suppose a firm have generated total profit of 5 lakh. So out of this profit, what we'll do, we'll first of all subtract the amount of interest on capital out of it. Then we'll subtract the interest on drawing. We will subtract the salary of the partner. We'll subtract the commission of the partner. All right. And then we'll add the interest on drawing in the profit. And after doing all this, whatever the remaining profit that we'll get, this profit will be distributed among the partners. Got it? So just a moment. Just a second. See, as I told you, profit and loss, you don't have to write down anything as of now. I'll give you some time to note down everything. Profit and loss appropriation. First of all, I've told you that profit and loss account is a nominal account. So what do you mean by nominal account? Nominal account means account which basically related with the income and expenditure. Okay. So why it is prepared? It is prepared. P&L appropriation is specifically made for the purpose of distributing the profits of firm, right? Among among the partners. Among partners. How much profit if each and every partner is going to get. For that purpose, we prepare the P&L appropriation account. But listen to me very carefully. Profit is not distributed. The entire profit is not distributed among the partners directly. Profit out of profit, we subtract certain expenses. We subtract certain expenses like salary of the partner is subtracted, interest on capital that partners is going to get. We need to subtract that as well. We need to subtract the salary that partners will be getting. We need to subtract the commission that partners will be getting. After subtracting all of this, and apart from subtracting these expenses, we add certain things like we have to add interest on drawing in that profit, interest on drawings. And after doing all this adjustment, after subtracting the interest on capital, after subtracting the salary, after subtracting commission out of the profit and adding the interest on drawing, whatever the remaining profit that we'll get, that profit is distributed among the partners. And the question is, in what proportion partners will be getting the profit? It completely depends upon the partnership deal, and it completely depends upon the profit sharing ratio that they have among themselves. If they are equal partners, then the remaining profit will be distributed equally among the partners. And if they have decided a particular ratio to share the profit, then profit will be distributed in that manner only. Got it? I hope
Yes,
all
sir.
of this is clear to you. Now, see, this is the definition that you'll have to note down. Just a moment. Just a second.
Good evening, sir. Sir, I joined few minutes late. I had some internet issues, sir.
Okay. Is everything visible to you clearly on screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So please note down the meaning of the P&L appropriation account.
So,
Yeah.
so could you explain this? I joined it in between, sir.
Just a moment. Vanisha, okay. So you are joining late, na?
Yes, I had some internet issues.
Okay. No problem. Let me explain the entire thing one more time. But Vanisha, I just want you to note it down quickly, and then I'll explain the entire thing one more time.
Okay, sir.
All right, is that clear to you? Just note down
Yes, sir.
everything, and then I'll explain. Oh, okay. So let me in fact explain the P&L appropriation for you. Meanwhile, you write it down. The profit and loss appropriation account, Vanisha, is a nominal account where we record the income and expenses in respect of a partner. In a partnership firm, whatever the income that a partner is earning from the firm by way of salary, by way of interest on capital, right, or in any other manner, like by way of commission. So whatever the partner is earning from the firm, we used to record that, as well as whatever the amount that he have to pay to the firm, like he have to pay interest on drawing, that has to be also recorded in the P&L appropriation. So P&L appropriation is a nominal account where we record income and expenses with relation to partner. All right. Now, why do we prepare profit and loss appropriation account? The main and basic purpose of preparing the P&L appropriation account is to determine the profit of the partner and determine the divisible profit or loss that need to be distributed among the partners. After the entire operation, after distributing, after making the payment of interest on capital, after making the payment of salary, after making the payment of commission, and after charging interest on drawing, whatever the profit that firm is able to generate, that need to be distributed among the partners, right? So how much each and every partner is going to get at the end of the year out of the profit, for that purpose, we have to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account. And as I was telling Ritika as well, that profit and loss appropriation account is just similar to the profit and loss account. It is considered as just the extension of the profit and loss account, right? The only difference is that when we talk about the profit and loss account, it contains all the income and expenses, all indirect income and expenses uh, of a business. But on the other hand, profit and loss appropriation account is specifically related to a partnership firm that contains an income and expenses with respect to partners only. So it contains all the partners' claim only. It could be the claim could be interest on capital, interest on drawing, commission. All of these things can be there. All right. So it will be more clear once I make the format of the P&L appropriation for you. But before that, I just want you to note it down. I hope this is clear, Vanisha.
Yes, sir.
Just tell me once you are done writing this.
I am done, sir.
Done, Vanisha? Done?
Suggestion. Yes, sir.
Sir, done.
Okay. Now let me show you how actually profit and loss appropriation account is made. See, this is the basic format of the profit and loss appropriation account. We have, as usual, two sides in the profit and loss appropriation account: the debit and the credit side, right? Debit side, and this is the credit side. And as usual, we have a column for particulars, then amount, again particulars, and amount. All right. Now, first of all, what do? We on the credit side, the first items to be recorded, and that is the profit by net profit. By net profit. So this is the amount of profit that firm is able to generate after subtracting all the expenses. After subtracting all the expenses that firm had to pay to the outsiders, or in fact you can say all the expenses which are considered as charges against profit. After subtracting all the expenses which are considered as charges against profit, the profit that we'll get is considered as the net profit. Listen to me very carefully. See, we have two kind of expenses. You don't have to write this down. We have two types of expenses. Firstly, some expenses are considered as charges against profit, and some expenses are considered as appropriation of profit. Appropriation of profit. So the profit that we need to record here, it need to be determined after subtracting all the expenses which are treated as charges against profit. Sir, what are the expenses which are generally treated as charges against profit? So few examples would be like rent that firm have to pay either to a partner or to some outsider. Rent is considered as an expense which is charged against profit. Similarly, a firm have to pay interest on loan either to a partner or to some outsider. Interest on loan is also considered as charge against profit. All right. We need to ensure that we have to write down the profit here, whatever the profit that firm has generated. But we need to ensure that that profit must be determined after subtracting all such expenses which are treated as charges against profit. Got it? We cannot write down the net profit here without subtracting charges against profit. Listen to me very carefully. All such expenses need to be subtracted before writing the net profit on the credit side. Got it? I hope this point is clear. So we don't have to subtract the appropriation of profit. Answer is no. You don't have to subtract the appropriation of profit before writing the net profit here. You just have to ensure that whatever the net profit you are writing here, you must have subtracted the all expenses which are treated as charge against profit. Done? Okay. After that, on the debit side, we record some items like the amount of interest that we have to pay to our partners. That this has to be recorded on the debit side. This is written as 2 interest on capital. If we have two partners, so whatever the interest that we are paying to our partners will be recorded here. And similarly, if we are paying any salary to our partner, such salary need to be recorded here as well. To salary, to X account, to Y's account. Similarly, if we are making any payment by way of commission to our partners, such commission need to be recorded here as well. Got it? Then if we have decided to keep certain amount of profit as a reserve, that need to be recorded here as well to reserve. Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you, whatever the payment that we have to make to our partners, either by way of interest on capital, either by way of salary, either by way of commission, all such expenses need to be recorded on the debit side. Listen to me very carefully. All such expenses that firm have to pay to our partners, either by way of interest on capital, by salary or commission, need to be recorded on the debit side. Apart from this, if firm have decided to keep certain amount of profit as a reserve, that particular amount need to be recorded on the debit side as well. Got it? And on the credit side, there will be one more item that will be recorded, which is by interest on drawing. Interest on drawing will be recorded on the credit side. So whatever the interest that firm is charging from the partners, let's suppose if we have two partners, so firm have charged some interest on drawing from X, and firm have also charged some interest from Y. That amount need to be recorded on the credit side of the profit and loss appropriation account. All right. Now, if you pay close attention, you will able to understand that all the expenses that firm have to, or in fact, all the payment that firm have to make to the partners will be recorded on the debit side, right? On the other hand, whatever the amount that firm will be getting from the partners will be recorded on the credit side. Like interest on drawing is charged from the partners, right? And interest on drawing is charged from the partner. It is an income for the partnership firm. So therefore, it will be recorded on the credit side. And interest on capital, salary, commission, all of this will be considered as an expense for the partnership firm, therefore recorded on the debit side. So if you pay close attention to this account, you will be able to understand that all those things which are treated as an expense for the partnership will be recorded on the debit side. And all those things which are considered as an income for the partnership firm will be recorded on the credit side. Got it? I hope this point is clear. Now, after recording all of these values, what we'll do, we'll first of all total the credit side. We'll total the credit side, and out of the total value of the credit side, we'll start subtracting all the debit side item one by one. We'll subtract all the items one by one, and after subtracting all the item one by one, whatever the remaining profit that we'll get at the end will be considered as the divisible profit of the partners. So this profit will be distributed among the partners. Profit distributed, or this is also called divisible profit. This is also called divisible profit that need to be distributed among the partners depending upon their profit sharing ratio. So X and Y will be getting the share of profit depending upon their profit sharing ratio. And now at the end, we'll close this account by tallying both the sides as usual. Got it? Let me repeat it again. We start the profit and loss appropriation account by the amount of net profit writing on the credit side, ensuring that net profit must be determined after subtracting all the expenses which are considered as charge against profit. After doing that, we'll record the interest on capital on the debit side, interest to salary, to commission, and any amount that firm have decided to keep it as a reserve will be recorded on the debit side. And if firm is charging any interest on drawing from the partners, that will be recorded on the credit side. And after doing all this, what we'll do, we'll find out the balance. We'll total the credit side first of all. And after totaling the credit side, we'll subtract all the debit side item one by one out of it. And at the end, if there is still some remaining value after subtracting all the debit side item, that will be considered as the profit for the partnership. That will be considered as the divisible profit for the partners. And this profit will be distributed among the partners depending on their profit sharing ratio. Now, so what will happen if the credit side is less than the debit side? Let's suppose debit side is greater than the credit side. It may be possible, no? That if you subtract all the debit side item out of the credit side, there is a possibility that debit side may also exceed. If debit side exceed, that means expenses are on a higher side than the income, right? It simply means that the expenses are on the higher side than the income. So this will give you a situation of loss, and that will be written as by loss transferred to partners. That loss will be transferred to partner depending upon their profit sharing ratio. Got it? And if the credit side is higher, then the profit will be transferred among the partners. So that will be written in fact as profit transfer to. I hope this point is clear, everyone. Kindly confirm if this is clear or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Do you want me to explain anything again? Varisha, Ritika,
No, sir.
is everything clear, everyone?
Yes, sir. It's
It is
clear.
clear.
All right. So see, this is the profit and loss appropriation account. I want you to note it down quickly. Or in fact, you just note this. Please note down this. Please note this down. And if you are finding anything difficult, let me know. This will be more clear once we do a small question based on the profit and loss appropriation account. But in the meantime, if you have any difficulty in understanding anything, just let me know.
Sir,
Done, both of you, Ritika and Vanisha?
yes, sir. Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Ritika, you can tell me in the chat section if you have any problem.
No,
Also,
sir.
let me know if
I'm
you are
done.
done or not.
I'm done, sir.
Okay, okay. All right, good.
Sir,
So,
sir, am I
presume that
audible?
Vanisha is also done. Yeah, Ritik, Vanisha, you're asking something?
Yes, sir. Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, please ask.
So will there be a
Vanisha, but
situation where
it would be better if you tell me in the chat section because I don't know why, but your voice is not clear. Either I don't know, there seems to have some problem from your side or the network is not good or what? Voice is not clear. You can tell me in the chat section. I'll shortly answer. Hmm. I'm waiting for your question. So will there be a situation when the net loss will be given? Yeah, there can be a situation when there is a net loss. There is a possibility, Manisha. It is possible whenever the credit side is is less than the debit side. That means if the expenses are on the higher side than the incomes, it will lead to a situation of loss, and loss will be distributed among the partners, and depending upon whatever the profit sharing ratio were decided among the partners, right? So there is a possibility of loss as well. Okay, so now to understand the concept more clearly, let's do a question. Question number 19. We'll start with this question. And yeah, obviously this is an easy question that we'll able to finish quickly. So question number 19, I hope this is clearly visible to you. It says that C and D are partners in a firm. C has contributed 10,000 as capital and D has 6,000. So there are two partners, C and D, and their capital contribution is given in the question, 10,000 and 6,000 respectively. Interest is payable at the rate 6% per annum. Okay, so on their capital contribution, firm will be paying 6% interest on their capital contribution. And D is entitled to a salary of 300 per month as well. So apart from the interest on capital, D will also be getting the salary. In 2015-16, the profit were 8,000 before interest and salary. Divide the amount between C and D. Okay, so see, this question does not require us to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account, even though it does not require. But since we just covered the profit and loss appropriation account, so I would recommend that we will do this question. Will show the distribution of profit among the partners by preparing the profit and loss appropriation account. However, profit and loss appropriation is not required in the question. So we can show the distribution of profit among the partners even without forming the P&L appropriation account. But because we have just learned the concept and I just wanted to apply that concept here in question number 19. So we'll anyways prepare the profit and loss appropriation account for this question. All right. So let me do this question for you, and I'll give you the other question to try on your own. All right. So first of all, we'll start with the simple format of the profit and loss appropriation account. All right. So first of all, as I've told you that in order to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account, the first thing that we need to do is start with the profit writing on the credit side. So by net profit, which is already given in the question, we'll start with this by net profit. And since nothing is given in the question, so we'll simply presume that this profit has been calculated after subtracting all the expenses which are treated as charge against profit. All right. So 8,000 is the profit. So we'll presume that this profit is calculated after subtracting all expenses which are treated as charge against profit. So 8,000 will be written as the net profit on the credit side. Okay. Apart from this, we have some information about the capital and interest on capital. So capital is not that important for us, but the rate, but the interest on capital that we'll have to pay to the partners is relevant for preparing the P&L appropriation account. So interest need to be calculated at the rate of 6% per annum. So we'll go to the debit side to interest on capital, and partners will be getting interest on capital C and D. So C's capital account, C will be getting how much? On his capital contribution of 10,000, he will be paid 6% per annum. So 6% of 10,000 will be 600, right? And D will be getting 6 on 6,000, 6%, 360. So total of this will be 960. Then apart from this, question is saying that D will also be getting a salary, right? So D's account will be credited by salary. So D's salary. D will be getting a salary of what amount? He will be getting salary of 300 per month, which means 300 into 12. 300 per month for 12 months will be 3,600. Right? And no other expenses and information of income is given in the question apart from these information. So that is it. We don't have to do anything else. Now all we need to do, we can clearly see this time that credit side is on a higher side, right? Credit side is greater than the debit side values. So we'll just total the credit side first and write down the total value here, 8,000. And out of 8,000, we'll be subtracting 3,600 and 960. Just a second. So 8,000 minus 3,600 and minus 300 and 960. 960. So the remaining profit will be 3,440. So see, this 3,440 will be considered as what? This will be profit that need to be distributed among the partner. This is called divisible profit. Both of you, this is considered as the divisible profit. And this will be transferred to partners. Profit transferred to what were the name of the partners? C and D. So we'll distribute this among C and D in their profit sharing ratio. Now, as far as I can see, there is no profit ratio given in the question. Profit sharing ratio is not given in the question, right? So we'll presume in this question that both the partners are equal partners. They will be sharing the profit in the ratio of 1:1. So 3,440 and 3,440 will be divided among the partners equally. That means half of the profit will be taken over by C and half will be taken over by D. Got it? So basically half of 3,440 will be 1,720. And this will be, sum total of this will be 3,440. And now we can tally both the sides. We need to ensure that both the sides get the same value. Debit and credit should tally. Please confirm if this question is clear, Vanisha and Ritika.
It is
Is
clear.
that clear,
Yes, sir,
Vanisha?
it's clear.
Okay. Ritika, for you as well?
Yes, sir.
All right. Just confirm once you are done writing this, just let me know so that we can move to the next question.
Done, sir.
Done. Okay. So
Done,
I'm
sir.
moving to the next question. Question number 20. Okay. Now this seems to a little lengthy question as compared to the previous one, but this is easy. So question number 20 says on 1st of April 2015, A and B entered into partnership contributing 60 and 45,000 respectively. All right. They have agreed to share the profit and loss in the ratio of 3:2. So this time the profit sharing ratio among the partners is given. Question further says that B is allowed to withdraw a salary of 12,000 per year. Interest on capital will also be allowed at the rate 10% per annum. So interest on capital will be allowed to both the partners at 10% per annum, but salary will be given to Mr. B only at 12,000 per year. During the year, both the partners have withdrawn some amount. A have withdrawn 99,000 and 18,000 as drawing. Just a second. During the year, A withdrew 9,000 and okay, so presuming that A have withdrawn 9,000 and B have withdrawn 18,000, interest on drawing paid by A and B was 150 and 210. Now, this is already given in the question. Amount of drawing is given, which is not at all relevant for us. Amount of drawing is not relevant for preparing the P&L appropriation account. What is relevant? Interest on drawing is important, right? If you recall the format of the P&L appropriation account, we need to write down the value of the interest on drawing on the credit side of the P&L appropriation account, right? So for that purpose, interest on drawing is important for us, not the amount of drawing. However, in this question, amount of drawing as well as interest on drawing is already calculated and given in the question. In most other question, you will find that the amount of drawing will be there in the question, and it may be possible that you will have to calculate and determine the interest on drawing. Got it. But as far as this question is concerned, in this question, we have the amount of drawing given as well as interest on drawing has already been calculated and given in the question. That is kind of favor for us. Next, profit as on 31st of March 2016 before the above mentioned adjustment was 35,000. You need to show the distribution of profit by preparing profit and loss appropriation account. Now, let's first of all talk about what are the things which is already given in the question. See, we need profit in order to prepare the P&L appropriation account, which is already there. As you can see, amount of profit is 35,000. We need interest on drawing. That is also given in the question. We need interest on capital. The rate of interest on capital is already given. And then the amount of salary that we'll be paying to B is also given. So most of the things are given in the question. We just need to determine by putting all of these value in the format. We just need to determine what? We just need to determine the divisible profit of the partners. Got it? I hope this is clear. So let me do this question for you as well. And if you have any doubt relating to the question, you can ask. So we'll prepare the format again. All right. So this is profit and loss appropriation account, and we'll start with by, which is given in the question by profit, which is already there in the question, right? By profit. Profit is given as 35,000. Then interest on capital 2, interest on capital that we have to pay to both the partners, A and B. How much interest partners will be getting depends upon what was the amount of capital they have contributed in the firm. So amount of capital contribution is already there in the question, 60,000 and 45,000. On that amount, we'll calculate 10% per annum. So 60 and 45,000, 60,000 by A and 45,000 by B. On this amount, we'll calculate 10% per annum. So for 12 months, 10%. So 10% of 60,000 is 6,000, right? And 10% of 45,000 is 4,500. Totaling this will get 10,500 as the interest on capital for partners, for both the partners collectively. Apart from interest on capital, we need to pay salary to salary. But salary will be paid to only one partner, not both the partners. So B will be allowed a salary of 12,000 per annum only. So B's account will be credited by 12,000. In fact, let me write it this way. To B's salary, it will be 12,000 for the entire year. After that, we have basically interest on drawing as well, right? See, the amount of drawing is not important for us. Interest on drawing is important. So we'll go to the debit side now and write down by interest on drawings. And interest on drawing will be charged from both the partners A and B. What amount will be charged? It is already there in the question. 150 and 210 respectively. 150, 210. So total value of this will be 360. Right? Is everything clear till this point, everyone? Is there any
Yes,
other
sir.
expenses or income that we forgot to write? Yeah,
No,
I
sir.
think we have recorded all the values. Now all we can do, all we have to do is just total the credit and debit side, right? So totaling, as in this question as well, as far as I see that the credit side is again higher than the debit side. So 35,000 and 360 will add both these values together, will get 35,360. And on the debit side, we have these values, 10,500 and 12,000. Subtracting both of these out of 35,360, what amount will get? Let me know the divisible profit, both of you. P5, P60 minus 10,500 minus 12,000. So we'll be getting a profit of 12,860. So this will be considered as divisible profit, and it will be written as to profit transferred to A and B. And this time, the entire profit of 12,860 will be distributed among the partners in the ratio given in the question. Ratio of the profit is given as 3:2. I'm sure both of you are able to see that 3:2 is the ratio. So 1,208.60 and 1,208.60 will be distributed in the ratio of 2:3. That means 2/5 for A and 3/5 for B. Right, both of you? So 12,860.
Sir, won't it be 3/5 for A and 2/5 for C?
Sorry?
Sir, the profit sharing ratio is 3:2. So A will have 3/5, right?
Yeah, this I don't know what's the problem. Your voice is not clear to me at all. I think you are asking me about how I determine
So
2 by
she's
5 as
telling
the
that the profit
profit.
sharing ratio is written wrong.
Okay, it was 3:2. Okay, sorry. If it is
Yes, sir.
3:2,
That's
that
what she
means it will be 3 by 5 and 2 by 5. Sorry. Is that okay now?
Yes, sir.
So 12860 into T, then dividing it by 5, we will be getting 7716. 7716 for A. And similarly, you have to determine the profit of B. And profit of B will be 5144. And now we'll tally both the sides by writing the same value on both the sides, P5, P6. This is the solution of this question. Kindly note this down quickly. Let me know once you are done so that we can move to our next question. Done, both of you? Shall we proceed to the next question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So the next question is question number 21. All right. And this is a little bit different from the previous one. Let me just read this question for you first of all. It says, Sajal and Kajal are partners sharing profit and losses in the ratio of 2:1. On 1st of April 2015, their capitals were, for Sajal it was 50,000, for Kajal it was 40,000. You need to prepare profit and loss, appropriation account, and the partner's capital account at the end of the year after considering the following items. Okay, so until now, what is given in the question? Question is telling us about the capital contribution of both the partners, which is given as 50 and 40,000. Their profit sharing ratio is also given. Question further says that we need to prepare P&L appropriation account after considering all the adjustment given in the question. So there are 4 adjustments given in the question. First adjustment says interest on capital is to be allowed at 5% per annum. Okay. Then question adjustment second says interest on loan advanced by Kajal for the whole year, the amount of loan being 30,000. So Kajal have given a loan of 30,000 to the firm. On that amount, Kajal will be entitled to claim interest on loan. And do you remember how much interest that firm will have to pay to the Kajal? Do you have any idea how much interest Kajal will be paid on the amount of loan she has given to the firm? Could you
6%.
please tell me? Yeah, 6% per annum, right? Why? Because the rate of interest on the loan is not given in the question. And we have already discussed this earlier that whenever the interest on loan is not given in the question, we simply presume that the rate applicable will be 6% per annum. Moving to the next adjustment, it says interest on partners drawing at the rate 6% per annum. We have to charge 6% per annum as the interest on drawing. And the amount of drawing by Sajal and Kajal is given. Sajal have withdrawn 10,000. This is the amount of drawing, not the amount of interest given this time. Amount of drawing is given for Sajal 10,000, for Kajal it is 8,000. right? And then question further says in adjustment D, 10% of the divisible profit is to be transferred to the reserve. Okay. Now it means that whatever the divisible profit that you will calculate, out of that divisible profit, you have to first transfer 10% of the divisible profit to the reserve, and then whatever the remaining amount that will be left, that amount will be transferred or distributed among the partners depending upon their profit sharing ratio. So this point is different in this question. Reserve point was not there in the previous questions. Apart from the four adjustment, profit of the firm is given as 70,260. 70,260. Now, students, see, pay attention and let me know whether the profit which is given in the question this time, 70,260, shall I write this amount directly in the profit and loss appropriation account on the credit side, yes or no? Shall we record 70,260 as the profit of the firm on the credit side directly, or do we have to make some adjustment out of it? Tell me. What do you think?
So should interest on loan be deducted from the net profit?
Vanisha and Ritika, please answer.
So am I
Do you have
audible?
any? Yeah, you are audible to me.
So we should deduct interest on loan from the profit.
Yes. We must subtract interest on loan from the profit. Why? Because interest on loan is a charge against profit. And I've already told you that before writing the profit in the profit and loss appropriation account, we need to ensure that all the expenses which are treated as charge against profit must be subtracted. So profit which is given in the question will presume that out of this profit, we haven't yet subtracted the interest on loan. Okay. So in order to write down the amount in the profit and loss appropriation account, we have to first subtract the interest on loan out of it. So let me show you how we'll do that. So first of all, I'll write down here by profit excluding expense considered as, you don't have to write this down. This is not compulsory to write. I'm just writing it to make it more understandable. All right. You don't have to write while solving this question in exam. Excluding expense considered as charge against profit. So we just cannot write down the entire profit 70,260 here. If we do that, this will be incorrect, right? What we need to do, we need to first of all subtract the amount of interest on loan out of it. So let me show you how we'll do that. We will be writing profit before interest on loan. This is given as 70,000 260, and profit before interest on loan is 70,260. Now we'll subtract the interest on loan out of it, and interest on loan will be, student will take a break of 2 minutes. Once Azan is over, we'll continue the session. Kindly wait for 2 minutes. All right. Otherwise,
Okay,
I
sir.
won't be audible to you very clearly. Kindly wait for 2 minutes. All right. So both of you, yeah, I was saying that in order to write down the profit in the profit and loss appropriation account, we will have to first of all subtract the interest on loan. Why we are doing this? Because interest on loan is a charge against profit. And before writing the amount of profit in the P&L appropriation account, we need to ensure that all such expenses must be subtracted. All expenses which are treated as charge against profit must be subtracted. So after subtracting interest on loan will get 68460. That will be transferred to the profit and loss appropriation account, right? And now we can do the rest of the calculation. Now we can see, you can see that on the adjustment A, in fact, it says interest on capital need to be allowed at 5% per annum. So we'll write down the interest on capital as well too. Interest on capital for both the partners, Sajal and Kajal. And the amount of interest will be on 50,000, Sajal will be getting 5%, and on 40,000, Kajal will be getting 5%. So 50,000 into 5% will be 2,500. And Kajal on 40,000, 5% will be 2,000. Right? Apart from this, question further says that interest on partners drawing will be applicable on the Sajjal's drawing of 10,000 and Kajal 8,000, 6% per annum. So let me write that as well too, by interest on drawing. Sajal have withdrawn 10,000 and Kajal have withdrawn 8,000. And see, in order to calculate interest on drawing, apart from the rate of interest applicable on drawing, one more thing is very, very important, students. What one more thing is very important? Date of drawing is also important. Now, in this case, in this question, the date of drawing by the partner is not given. Right? We just finished our topic based on interest on drawing, right? If you're able to recall, we have two methods to calculate interest on drawing. One is the product method, then we have the method, right? If you are able to recall. The thing is that because the date of drawing is not given, then for how many months interest on drawing will be charged? What is the rate of interest is given? Rate of interest on drawing is 6% per annum. But since the date of drawing is not given, what do? We just calculate the interest on drawing on average basis, which is 6 by 12. We always take 6 by 12 as the average period. 6 by 12. I hope this point is clear. If the amount of drawing is not given, always consider the average period as 6 by 12. Average period will be 6 months in this case. You remember the formula, na? Amount of drawing into rate of interest into average period divided by 12. So the average period can only be determined if the date of drawing is given in the question. Since in this question the date of drawing is missing, what we'll do, we'll simply presume that the average period in this case will be 6 months. And accordingly, we'll solve this question. 10,000 into 6% will be 600, right? And 600 divided by 12 into 6 will be 300. So for Sajal will be 300 and it will be 240 for Kajal. I hope this point is clear. Manisha and Ritika, kindly confirm. You can
Yes,
also
sir.
tell me in the chat section. Tell me if it is clear, yes,
Yes,
or no,
sir.
Manisha and Ritika. If you want me to repeat this, I can do that as well. Just let me know. Manisha is saying yes, sir. Okay, fine. I'm waiting for. Okay, it is clear. Ritika is also saying clear. Okay, fine. Very good. Now moving to the next thing. Apart from interest on drawing, we don't have any other thing left in the question. Yeah, but adjustment D says one more thing. It says that the out of divisible profit, whatever the divisible profit will get, we have to make a 10% reserve of that as well. So for that purpose, we'll have to first of all determine the divisible profit. And whatever the divisible profit we'll get, we'll make the 10% reserve to reserve. But what amount will be transferred to reserve account, that will only be able to determine once we determine the divisible profit. Now, one more thing, once we get the divisible profit, after getting the divisible profit here, then we'll calculate the divisible profit one more time to distribute it among the partners. So after the amount to transfer to reserve, then the remaining profit will be transferred to profit transfer to the partners, Sajal and Kajal. I hope this is clear. Now, we'll first of all determine this value, and whatever we'll get here, out of that, after subtracting this value, we'll determine the divisible profit, and then we'll distribute it among the partners. So let's do it. First of all, to determine the divisible profit, what we'll do? What do we do usually? So we usually total the credit side first. We'll total the credit side in this case as well. And totaling the credit side, let me check. Let me just check directly. Totaling the credit side, we'll be getting 69,000. Okay. And out of 69,000, we'll subtract all the debit side values, which is given in the question. Right. On the debit side, you can see we have only two values, 2,500 and 2,000. So out of 69,000, we'll subtract 4,500. Right. So after subtracting 4,500, the remaining profit will be 64,500. Let me show you. Let me show you this way. Divisible profit. How do we calculate divisible profit? To find out the divisible profit, total of the credit side, total of credit side, and out of this, total of the debit side will be subtracted. Total of debit side. So total of credit side is 69,000, right? And total of the debit side is only 4,500. So the divisible profit in this case will be 64,000. 64,500. This is the divisible profit. I hope this is clear. And out of this, we have to prepare reserve. How much reserve? Less 10% reserve that we have to make. Reserve of 64,500, 10% reserve of 64,500 will be how much? It will be 6450, right? So 6450 is the amount of reserve that we'll have to transfer. So we'll write this value here in the P&L appropriation account. 6450. Tell me if this is clear, yes or no? Tell me if this is clear, yes or no? This is through working note. Okay. Now, after subtracting 6450, whatever the profit that will be left, that amount will be distributed among the partners. What do we do? Usually, divisible profit is distributed among the partners, right? But in this case, we have to make 10% reserve on the divisible profit, and then whatever the amount that will be left, that need to be distributed among the partners. So reserve, amount of reserve 6450 will be subtracted out of 64,500. And by doing this, we'll be getting, let me check. It will be, I think I'll have to calculate. Yeah, it will be 58,050. Got it? Is this clear, everyone? Now, this is the profit that will be distributed among the partner. Profit to be distributed among the partner. Distributed among partners. Now, Ritika and Vanisha, the entire working note is also important. This is all you have to show, all the entire working note along with the P&L appropriation account. All right. So this is the profit that will be distributed. 58,050. and this will be distributed in the profit sharing ratio, which is, I think, given in the question. Anyways, if you'll distribute it among the partners in the profit sharing ratio, which is 2:1, partners will be getting 38700 and 19350. 38700 and 19350 for Sajal and Kajal. And after that, we'll total both the sides, and we must ensure that both the sides are getting the equal value. So this is our answer for this question. Kindly confirm if everything is clear, Manisha and Ritika.
Yes, sir,
Yes,
it's
sir.
clear. Yes, sir.
All right. So I have already provided a detailed PDF of this chapter with you. You can go through the PDF as well. You will find the solution there as well for this particular question. I would recommend that you try solving all the questions that we solved today on your own as well, one more time. Apart from this, I'm giving you a few questions to try as a homework as well. Just a moment, let me show you. So question number 22. Yeah, question number 22 will be a homework. Kindly note that down. Question number 22 will be your homework question. Apart from question number 22, you have to try question number 23 as well. Question number 23 is little difficult. We have provided the solution of this question along with the PDF. You will, if you try this question, and if you see the solution of the question, I think you will be able to solve it. Anyways, I'll help you solve this question in the next class, because I believe that this question is a little different and comparatively difficult than the previous question. So I would in fact like you to at least give it a try. Okay. Question number 23 will also be your homework. Then apart from question number 23, one more question, let me check. Question number 24, I think you can do question number 24 as well. So I'm giving you 3 questions. Okay. In question number 24, question says that prepare an account showing the allocation of profit among the partners' capital account. You don't have to prepare the partners' capital account, right? You just have to show the allocation of profit. That means you have to prepare the profit and loss appropriation account. So question number 22, 23, and 24 will be a homework question, Ritika, Vanish. Done? Both of
Okay,
you?
sir.
Is everything clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I believe everything that we discussed today is clear
Yes.
to both of you. And I believe that you will also try the questions